Podcasting from the Chicagoland area, this is Game On with Jackson Stuart, where we discuss men's lifestyle, focusing on sex, fitness, relationships, business, and more. We'll be interviewing the best of the best, the hot shots, and the rising stars in the worlds of modeling, fitness, cooking, and more. Influencers who are discussing keeping it sexy while at the top of their game. I'm your host, Jackson Stuart. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the game. What if you could be a better player for the cost of one more cup of coffee a month? Get access to a growing library of lit erotica, behind-the-scenes action, and player's guides with tips on drinking, cooking, fitness, dating, sex, and life after dark. Low tier rate while offer lasts. Patreon.com, Game On with Jack. Keep it sexy and game on.
Hey guys, what's up? This is Teddy, aka Teddy's in the Mix. If you don't know, now you know, my man. Jackson Stuart, Game On Podcast. Make sure you tune in, take some notes, but most of all, it's a good time. You're gonna learn something, and you're gonna learn today. Shout out to my man. Have a good one, y'all. Peace.
There are those that play the game, and then there are those who enjoy the game at a level that few can reach. Triple threats are such players. When an influencer is a powerful video gamer, an accomplished cosplayer, and a rising cam model, they have to be recognized and they have to be noticed. They also need to be a guest like our guest tonight. Maya's been a cosplayer for 7 years with numerous accomplishments. She has been published on various comic book covers for Dynamite Comics and is a beacon for doing niche cosplays. She's found that camming has brought her community closer to her in more ways than ever. An artist, a model, and an avid gamer, Maya is also our guest tonight. All right, folks, you heard that amazing intro, and it is my great pleasure to have on tonight Maya's a wild person. Maya, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm not that wild.
It's always fun when a guest just leads off laughing hysterically. Like, you know it's going to be a good show.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh.
Maya, let the audience know the best place to find you, like what platform and by what username.
My usernames are all the same. I copyrighted my name a very long time ago on purpose. And I just go by Made in Helixo. I typically use my Twitter more than ever now. I'm trying to let my my Instagram die very slowly.
And Maya, where are you from? Like, where'd you grow up? And where do you call home?
I was born in California, actually. I'm from Long Beach. I did not grow up there. I lived there until I was about 4 years old, and then my parents moved us to Indiana to be closer to family. But I always tell them, why could you just let us live in California?
Wait.
Because Indiana just sucks.
You went from California to Indiana. Wow.
Yes. Yeah. I would visit California and just be like, I want to live here. It was terrible. And then when I got to go to college, I went to school in Indiana and then decided to leave after a couple years and go to DC. And I went to a different school.
I have been in all of those places that you have just mentioned. I'm a Midwest guy, so I'm very familiar with Indiana and Chicago and all that good place. And it's different in California. I can say that.
It's extremely different.
Yes, it is.
It's very strange. Yeah. When I moved to DC, I realized in that moment that where I was, it was way different from where I had lived before. And people were just like, you're really into this? And I'm like, I mean, I grew up in the country.
Well, DC is like its own country. Like, it's just a different.
Texas is its own planet.
Yeah.
At this point. Too.
I mean, you can at least feel like California and Indiana are on the same continent or the same like country. DC is like, no, we're a sovereign nation. And it's like, okay.
It's just like, oh no.
So for those who are not familiar with like I said, she's wild. I get a kick out of watching her because it's like lighting dynamite in a dark room. You don't know what's going to happen.
You don't know what's going to show
Yeah.
up or what's
I
going
mean,
to pop
you know
up.
something's going to blow up. You just don't know how close you are to it.
You just don't know what, yeah.
She's a gamer. She's a model, and she's
Hmm.
a cosplay expert. And
No, not an expert.
oh, it's my show. I can say whatever I want. Um,
Fine.
so, it's been my experience, there's a shortage of female players in the video game industry, even in 2022. I feel like that still can be said.
Hmm.
How did you get
Yeah.
into gaming, and then how'd you get into cosplay? How'd you get into modeling? Or was it all just like
Oh, yeah.
one jump and you landed in all of them at the same time?
Actually, it started more with gaming. I've always gamed, always been a gamer, never really not liked gaming. Grew up with uh, really old systems. So I got to play just, classics all the time. Like Zelda Ocarina of Time was probably one of my favorites growing up, other than playing Final Fantasy VII and, uh, there's like a whole list. I really just liked gaming for the longest time. And at first I wanted to literally be a streamer on Twitch, but I didn't like it. Like I just didn't feel like authentically like me. And I also didn't like a lot of the games that were coming out at the time. And um, I was playing League of Legends, which is the worst. It was soul sucking. Like I was playing 6 hours every day, trying to keep up for Diamond and Challenger. So I just was like, I don't want to game anymore. Um, and so I was just like, this sucks. But when I met my husband, who's now my husband, but we were dating, he was like, have you ever tried cosplaying? And I'm like, no, actually, I don't even know what that is. He took me to a con, and ever since then I was like, oh my God, I really like this. I want to make costumes, do all this stuff. And then I realized I can literally cosplay as people from video games that I love so much. So they just go hand in hand. And that's how both of them just kind of like came about.
What is it about, the gaming? And are you a comic book fan also? You are, right? I think we talked about
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Yeah, I have a whole room full of comics.
So what is it about gaming and comic book? Is it the fantasy? Is it the lack of limits? Like, you can be anybody, do anything.
Hmm.
Was
Yeah.
that how you survived
Uh,
Indiana? You're like, screw this shit. I want to be Superman or the Invisible Woman or something. Yeah.
I grew up reading a lot, a lot. I think I read like 100 books a month when I was a kid, all the time. Like my mom would take us to the library and we'd like get books, and then we'd compare what books we're getting and say, this is what we're gonna read. Like absolute nerds. And I loved fantasy books, and I just kind of kept with them. And then middle school, I found manga. I had never read it. I had never seen it before. And I was like, what is this? I had seen anime, but I just never read a manga in my life. And I decided to pick one up. I ended up completing it within like a couple days because it was amazing. And it was also another segue into actually getting into comic books. My dad used to buy me Captain America comic books. He was just like, oh, you might like this character. And I was like, oh, okay. I had ended up collecting over like 100 Captain America comic books. And then I started collecting Wonder Woman ones. And now I don't collect mainstream anymore. I actually like collecting more of like a niche, like tarot. It's by Jim Balent. It's like a very, very old, it's kind of like an old school style comic. But I do like that all those things have like unlimited possibilities, and it's really fun. Like I really, really enjoy it.
See, this will shock you. I know exactly what tarot is.
Yeah, it's a dirty comic.
Well,
I'm not surprised.
Jack is dirty.
I didn't know.
Jack is dirty as hell. Yeah, like
oh my gosh, that's so funny.
It's a dirty comic. I'm not surprised. Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Now, I remember the first time I saw tarot, I was like, oh, what? I looked over my shoulder. I was like,
yeah.
Like, is this okay?
Is that possible? Should I be reading this?
Yeah,
Yeah, a guy handed it to me at what are those called? Not a Comic-Con, but like a comic show
Oh, that guy.
where vendors bring their comic books.
Wait, that's not the guy you married, because I feel like that's the guy you want to look out
No,
for.
no. I was asking, I told him, I was like, I really want like weird niche characters. He had just gotten done handing me, the regulars like Vaporella and Red Sonja and all them. And he was like, you might like this then. And I was like, okay. And then I read it and I was like, oh.
Yeah, the thing, and I feel like we're gonna get into an entire show about tarot. The thing that threw me off about tarot is, like, clearly that guy just writes the book so he can draw that woman over and over. Like, there's no other point. I mean, I remember thinking, how can she stand up like that? But then
her tits are so big.
And then everybody else looks like that. And then everybody just wants to bang each other. And I'm like, and then I think in my other hand.
Yeah, I didn't know they wanted to bang each other at first. I was reading it and I was like, wait.
And then like in my other hand is like Iron Man. And I'm like, this does not seem like I'm in the same. Yeah.
No, it's not. It's insane.
Somehow my Iron Man and Spider-Man comic books just didn't feel like they were going to go in the same bag as my tarot, so anyway, so you get into cosplay, and like I said, I think you're a cosplay expert. For those who have not seen, you put in a hell of a lot of work. The detail is on point.
Yeah.
Give us 3 challenges that you face, as a gamer / cosplay / model? Is it being taken seriously? Is it being not sexy when you don't want to be sexy, or being sexy when you do want to be sexy? I mean, like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like I've seen.
I get that.
Yeah, I mean, I've been to conventions before, and the poor models who are trying to be like Ghostbusters, there's always some guy who's like, show us your tits. It's like, she's Egon.
I could literally dress as, what's his name from Star Wars?
Chewbacca?
The big monster dude. Shit, what the hell is his name?
Jabba the Hutt?
Boba Fett just took over for him.
Oh, yeah,
Jabba.
Yeah, Jabba.
He'd be dressed as sexy Jabba and somebody would just be like, ugh.
Yeah, sexy Jabba, they'll be like, show us your ass. You're like, it's Jabba. I don't know where his ass is. So,
exactly.
Is that one challenge right out of the gate, just being taken seriously and not being objectified all the time?
Quite honestly, I have gotten to a point, like, I'm gonna be really frank and honest. I've been part of the cosplay community for like 7 years now, 6-7 years. I have learned along the way that even though sexy cosplay has always been a thing, it is what made it popular. It is what like keeps cosplay going. There are people in the community who are elitist assholes, and they say that is not real work. And it doesn't matter what type of craft that you're doing. It doesn't matter. Like, you could be a most amazing sexiest cosplayer and also be making full builds, and people will still discredit you because you do the sexy part about it. So I've gotten to a point where I am not a part of the community. I've said it like I think 3 times now, and like at the end of the year, I don't feel like I'm a part of it anymore. I just cosplay because I enjoy it and I just like doing it, because I just was tired of facing the fact that people they don't want to work with you because, oh, you do that. And it's like, but you run an OnlyFans too. It's the hypocrisy is what really is like a huge challenge.
Now, are you able to like repurpose parts of costumes, or is every costume you do like hanging up in its entirety? Like, you'd have to have a gigantic closet, or,
I do actually. Yeah. I have a room for my cosplays, which is a closet.
Your husband has like 3 shirts and that's it. And then everything.
No.
Oh.
I keep the cosplays out of our actual closet, and he has more clothes than me. Well, you'd be surprised. He has more suits. It's weird. But I do have like hundreds of costumes. I'm always like, what do I do with this? I do inventory. That's how bad it gets. I have to do inventory. If I get something new, I have to make sure it goes in the book.
No.
I I think I have almost 300 costumes now.
Is it a challenge? Well, let me go to this. Because you have such a fascinating, um, you know, complementary series of interests, but they're still diverse in their own ways. What's a day like
Hmm.
for Mai? Like Mai gets up, I'm sure, like,
Oh
11:30
God.
or 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Um,
Nope.
4 o'clock in the
Oh
afternoon.
no.
Yeah,
No, I get up super early actually. People would be surprised.
really.
Uh, yeah, I have different days for everything. Depending on what I'm doing, it's a lot.
I believe I
I
mentioned to you about getting up early, and I think you just rattled off a bunch of obscenities at me last time.
Sometimes I don't wake up early, but
Ah,
most of the time, if I have to do something cosplay related, I'm up. Like it's 7 in the morning, I'm up. Like I have to be up. I get up, I work out, um, eat, get ready and get dressed. I pull out the costume, I look at it, I look at photos of it, I make sure that I'm trying to do the makeup as close as I can to the character, make sure I have the hair, make sure it's actually right. And then I decide where I'm going to shoot in my house. I'm going to shoot outside. I'm going to shoot inside. I shoot everything by myself, so it makes it even harder because I'm like, where do I want to shoot today? And then I get ready, and that could take up to 4 or 5 hours sometimes.
wow.
Because if I'm doing a full body paint character, it is terrible because I'll be in my bathroom for like 3 hours. I just normally listen to like people who game on YouTube or something, or listen to music, or just to like get in the zone. And that's like barely noon. Like most of the time I get done with cosplay stuff like at 1 o'clock. Then I start shooting. If I need to make a video, it adds an even longer time. So I then spend like the next 6, 7 hours from like 1 p.m. to like 6 p.m. shooting a bunch of photos, trying to get the lighting right. And then if I need to make a video for that character, then I'll be doing that for like maybe maybe an hour to like an hour and a half. And then sometimes during October, I actually edit everything in the same day. Like it's terrible sometimes because I'm tired, but I know that if I get it out, I get it out. So I end up, just editing right then and there. I've been doing that now more than ever. It's actually nice to sit down afterwards, eat some food, and just like continue to edit and then post it the same day so I don't have to worry about it like the next day, the next morning. And then after that, I just get on cam and stream for like 6, 7 hours, and then I go to bed after that. Like there's no relaxing most of the time during those days. It's a lot.
Now, in regards to the Cam World platform,
Mm.
we know how it goes. Guys come in these rooms, and
Mhm.
sometimes it's like, oh wow, I hope he comes back, and other times it's like, I gotta ban this guy because he's a damn asshole and a nightmare. What
Yeah.
what are what would you give as the number one tip for building a rapport with a cam model?
Like a guy building the
Yeah,
rapport?
I'm sorry, a guy.
Oh, okay. Uh I'm only a year into it, so it's kind of hard. Just show up. Some people just want to hang out with you. It's not For some people, it's about money, yes, but there are people who like to build their community around like actual people getting to know you and knowing who you are, which is really good. I've seen people not do that, but I think just showing up and hanging out with the person, even if you don't have anything, just making them laugh and having a good time, it helps. It helps a lot with a lot of people. You could have 3 people in your room, but those 3 people will be talking to you. So it makes it so much better to be a cam girl with that.
Now, are there any tips you have for female gamers? Because I feel like they're out there, but maybe for fear of being judged or et cetera, like I feel female gamers are kind of
Yeah.
quiet. So what tips would
Hmm.
you give female gamers who, might be thinking about starting a Twitch channel, but, they're worried about the hate or they're worried about being judged or so on?
Just be you. There's nothing else you could do but just be yourself. And if someone is just being a dick, just just ban them. Just ignore it. I'm at a point where in games, I don't even talk most of the time because I don't play competitively. Just have fun. Just literally just keep being you and just do it.
Oh, you talk. It's just you don't talk to other people.
I really don't.
Well, one of my, and we were talking about before the show started, one of my favorite things about Mai is her barely sensical chain of obscenities that she weaves out as she's playing the most innocent of games. It's like, it's Super Mario
Hey
Kart,
man,
right?
Mario Kart brings it art.
Yes.
Mario Kart brings it out. We're going into a tournament with a bunch of cam girls. I want to win.
So here's Mai, who, if I'm right, what are you, about 5 foot what?
I'm not 5 foot. I'm 4'11".
Oh,
I'm really short.
So she's 4'11".
Yeah.
It's soaking wet.
Full of rage.
Yeah, soaking wet. I could still pick her up with one arm and not make an effort. And she swears like every sailor that's ever been on board a sea ship or a submarine. You said words I didn't even know were possible.
I grew up a gamer. You learn really crazy things, and it just comes out sometimes.
I will never look at Princess Peach the same after what you said about her.
I don't remember what I say. Sometimes I was just doing a recording, like I was editing it, and I was going through the Mario Kart part, and I was like, what did I just say? And then I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, it was,
I said that.
It was bad.
It was probably obscene.
Very much.
It was probably obscene as hell.
Yeah, I think you used all the words that I don't think I could ever say, but you used them twice. So, what's your favorite part of the business?
Being a cam model? Since I'm really...
Yeah.
Which one? I don't know which business.
We'll say cam, and then we'll say cosplay. What's your favorite part of either?
Oh, okay. For camming, I feel like I connect a little bit more with my following because I'm bored in my house all day. I literally work at home 24/7. I don't actually leave my house most of the time. So I like that I can connect with people and just have a pocket of friends that I like and they like me and I like them, and that's like it's the best part. But as more time is going on and I'm trying to get more into the cam world, I am meeting more people, more of the girls, and I'm really enjoying how people are so nice and so welcoming, and it's like, what's happening? It wasn't like that in the cosplay world for me. So it's refreshing to see like a lot of positivity.
Okay, and what about in cosplay? What's your favorite part?
I think my favorite part is when I used to go to cons. I used to go a lot, but because of, I don't know, because of the virus. I don't want to say the word. I feel like it's a bad word now. I think the best part was going to a con for 3 days and looking different every day, and someone walking up to you and being like, oh, did you meet that one girl yesterday dressed as, and I was like, I'm her. And they're like, oh, wow. I did really like that, and I really enjoyed it because a lot of people, it showed that I was actually kind of good at my craft enough to like trick people and to think I was a different person the very next day.
That's pretty cool.
I very much enjoyed it. Yeah.
I always enjoyed at cons the usage of the wild and absurd, costumes and scenery to describe things that you do in everyday. Like, oh, I'm lost. Yeah. Okay, you got to go and turn at Galactus and head about, half of the room and make a right at Naruto. And people are like, okay, yeah, I totally got you. That's the only place you can say stuff like that. Or,
but in real life, people would look at you funny.
Oh, yeah. Or if somebody's like, hey, I lost my friend. Have you seen a 6-foot-tall alien storm, whatever, from Warcraft? They're like, oh, yeah, we saw a guy. He's going to the bathroom. They're like, all right, thanks, cool. Like, that's the only time you'll hear that stuff, and it's acceptable, So real quick, what do you have going on next? Like, what's your current project?
I accidentally destroyed my old dress form, so I'm gonna be sewing again. Things happen. Dress forms get thrown out a window. I had to. I was very frustrated. It was broken. I'm just working on I'm pretty much on a sabbatical from cosplay this month, but the next month I will be doing actual costumes. I finally have everything. I planned a year, like I always do. Every year I plan a year in advance. And I actually chose the costumes I wanted to do, but most of them should be thrifted or made by me this year. I'm not gonna buy anymore. I like sewing a
there's
lot
just
more
so
than
much rage in such a little body. Just so much.
I had to. It broke, and then I was like, "You gotta be kidding me!" And so I opened the window, I took the screen out, and I threw it out.
I'm gonna send you one of those.
I went and got it.
I'm gonna send you one of those little Zen gardens where it's just like the sand and the little rake. I just want you to calm down a little bit.
If you walked in my house, you'd probably be like, "Wow, this person is so zen." And then like you go into the game room and it's just not.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's exactly what I was thinking.
The rest of my house is like fake flowers and like weird decorations, fancy art. It's just, and then the moment I sit down and play a game, I'm like, I hate this.
In keeping with the theme of sexiness, what is the sexiest thing about you?
I honestly wouldn't know. I really don't. I don't know. I could say what everybody else says, but I'm just like, I would say my personality more than anything.
Okay.
Because I don't act like another person. I'm just me 24/7. I'm just a goofy person. So I would think that would be it.
And what makes a man sexy?
Strength and their fortitude.
Wow.
I'm very small, so I like strength. People to pick me up. If I can pick you up, we have a problem.
Yeah, because then that man is some kind of small elf creature, I think, and you're angry, so you'll probably pick him up and kill him.
No.
It is now time. Man, I can't wait for these answers. It's time for the quick game, where we like to give our guests a chance to run through some entertaining questions. Mai, are you ready?
Hold on. Water? Yes.
All right, here you go. Don't overthink it. Just shoot those answers out. Who's your favorite Star Wars character?
You can't start with that one because I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan. That's like the worst question to start with. I'm sorry. Can we start over?
Should we go with sexy ass Jabba? Is that the answer?
No, it's Boba Fett.
Okay.
He's pretty cool.
I just love that.
I was like, really, Star Wars?
The question goes out and it's just dead silence. What's your favorite drink?
Liquor?
Yeah.
A liquor drink? A standard cranberry and vodka with ice.
What's your favorite martial art?
Taekwondo.
LA, Chicago, or New York? There's no way I knew that you had that background. I pulled that question out. That's amazing. LA, Chicago, or New York?
New York.
Do you have any tattoos?
No, actually.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how good are you at trivia?
Depending on the subject, a solid 7.
Super Mario Brothers or Zelda?
Zelda.
Do you speak any other languages?
I used to speak Japanese and some Chinese.
Can you dance?
Yeah, like a crazy person on the dance floor.
Next question. Are you the only person who thinks you can dance?
Yeah, probably.
Age of your first kiss?
Ooh. 16, 17?
Worst drink you've ever had?
Vegas, going on what the hell is that called? A bar hopping tour.
Ooh.
It was all rail. Disgusting.
Ooh, that's
awful.
Who inspires you?
My mom.
Cool.
My mom, definitely.
Good people, sexy people, that wraps up our interview with the super cool, super charged, and super sexy My. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. And one more time, let people know where to find you.
You can find me on my Twitter at MadeInHellXO, or any social media. They're all MadeInHellXO. There's no other name that I use. But yeah, that's where you can find me. Acting like a crazy goober.
Thank you so much, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, thank you.